I am going to do my 2025 reflection and 2026 intention video. I will link to previous videos, and hopefully this helps you in your planning. Hopefully you'll grab some things from me and implement into your planning. Hopefully you are doing some, not only planning, but like looking at how you did from the previous year, seeing what worked, seeing what you need to keep, what you might need to tweak, and what you might need to get rid of. So I got all the papers, all the things that I use. So let's get into it. All right, today is actually a Sunday. Came home from church. I had a nice chill day yesterday. It was Valentine's Day, and my hubby had to catch up on some work, get ahead of his week. So I'm like, while he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and get some things done. So I already recorded an on-demand course, set up my other on-demand courses, so I'll continue recording those. So please go ahead and check out my on-demand courses. They are around video marketing and social media, and I will have more coming. This is actually year 15 in real estate, and I realized year 10 with VPR. 10 years that I have been with Virtual Properties Realty this year. But every year I do reflection of the previous year and what my intentions are of the year to come. So I just gave myself a refresher and watched my last video. So that was 2024 reflection and 2025 intention. So we're gonna get to it with how did we do in 2025? All right, so I mentioned that, I pretty much have like these templates that I use every year. I might tweak it a little bit. I got it from a planner type journal book from Lavender. She's big on YouTube years ago. And I took that format, put it on a Word document, and that's kind of what I use going forward. So like I said, we're gonna start with reflections. And I have both personal and business. So I'm gonna be pulling out the business. And by the way, this video might be sped up. If it gets too long, I'm gonna just speed up the audio. All right, so if I sound funny, that's why. So for 2025, on the business side of it, what were my highlights and accomplishments that I'm proud of is that I achieved a certain income level that I wanted, or a GCI level that I wanted to with VPR. They have these awards, and my aim was for a certain one, and I'll show you what it is, because last year I printed it out. I put it in several spots. I'm looking over at my tracking board of closings. I put it in on my computer. I put it in my closet where I have like different, like kind of a vision board kind of thing. I put it in several places. I made different sizes. I have smalls. Like I put it several places. I'm looking at my planner to see. Yeah, look, that one right here. So I was serious. I also printed out new home sales because that was a focus. So I'm very big on watching what I say. If you speak negatively, about yourself or your business, or even if it's just out of, darn, I messed up, or darn, I said, we got to put positive words out there. And I'm very big on visuals. All right. And keeping your eye on the prize, because I realized in previous years I set a goal and then did not check in with that goal throughout the year. So when the end of the year came and I didn't meet the goal, it was like, yeah, duh, you didn't keep it in front of you. So I'm intentional about keeping it in front. So number one, I reached a certain level that I wanted to reach, even with my business closing and having more family needs. So I spoke about in the last video that I didn't want to have all my eggs in one basket, all in the real estate sales basket. So one of the things was that my best friend and I, we started a content creation, or a content studio. We opened a content studio, and we kept that going for almost 2 years. And we finally let it go. We let it go December of 2025. And while it was a tough decision to make, I'm glad we went ahead and let it go, because it was like beating a dead horse, and it was taking more time and effort than we were seeing the reward from. So yeah, if you want more on that, I'm gonna have videos on my personal channel, which is Creatively Analytic, and I'm gonna talk about that whole content studio business, what we would have done differently. I'm gonna have a lot of tips on that. I learned a lot from that, but I'm proud of myself because even with running that business, the business closing, And then also family needs. Like, I started attending my mom's doctor's appointments with her and being more involved in, her medication, what they're telling her. So that, and then both of my daughters are in activities. And my oldest daughter, gosh, she started playing volleyball. It's not travel volleyball, club volleyball. And the practices are Monday and Wednesday. It's all the way in Suwannee. It's like 45 minutes to an hour drive. We're just gonna call it an hour. It's an hour drive to and from. And it's in the evening, night. We are getting home at 11 p.m., which that was a whole adjustment period because that's throwing me off to get up early the next day and to be productive. So that was a whole shift in itself. So yeah, even with that, I still did pretty well. Another positive is that my income was up, and I'm looking at a spreadsheet that I have here. My income was up 78% from last year. 78%. And can I just say that it was my third best year in real estate. So in the 15 years, last year was my third year. So 2022 was my best year. 2021 was my second best year, and then 2025 was my third best year. And I'm also going to throw in there, I do share my numbers in my book. If you haven't purchased my book, The Ugly Side of Real Estate, I do have my numbers in there. It might go to 2020, it goes to 2020, it was published in 2022, so it goes to 2022. So up until 2022, I had increased year over year. 2023, my income went down 60%. 2024, down again another 15%. So 2023 and 2024, yeah, it was down. So for 2025, for it now to increase 78% was, ooh, thank you, Lord. Still not where I want to be. Still not where I need to be. But progress, but something to be proud of nonetheless. Next up on the list of things to be proud of my business from last year, 59% of it came from YouTube. 59% of it came from YouTube, and I earned over $100,000 from YouTube leads or business that came from YouTube alone. So that's why I go hard about YouTube. So again, if you want to, add some extra closings, if you want to get into video, if you want to level up, what you're doing, please check out my on-demand courses. I will have a link right here. You can go to natknowsre.com and then, click on the links to get there, or I'll put the specific link to go ahead and go directly to my on-demand courses. Next up, I published my second Ugly Side of Real Estate book. So the first one was for agents, and then 2025 I got out my second one, and that one is for consumers. And then the last up I have on the business side is that I got my on-demand course out. So those were the things that I was happy about, or proud of, my accomplishments and highlights in 2025. All right. Again, I told you that this includes personal, so you should be looking at your personal and your business, but I'm just going over business. What did I learn in 2025? I learned confidence and lessons, and that's referring to the business that closed, because that could have been a real blow. Like, you tried something and it failed. But listen, we're going to keep it moving. At least I tried, and I got a lot of lessons from it. And yeah, it's not failure. I'm failing forward. We're going to just say that. I'm failing forward. And I know the next business that I open, I'm going to take those lessons and apply it. So it's definitely not wasted. I have on here that, well, I'm not going to read you specifically what I have, but I did note that there are some relationships, some environments, some circles that really don't add to me. I'm wanting to level up, and I feel like, I've just decided, I'm opting out. It's going to be a no for me. No. If it's not adding to me, I don't need to be connected, be involved, be in those spaces. So that was another learning lesson. And you may say, well, they're nice. drawing a line in the sand, and I'm not gonna be compromising anymore. Or just calling it for what it is. Not even compromising, just realizing what it is. Like, you can be cool with some people, or you can deal with people accordingly. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. You can deal with people accordingly, and you don't have to go deep with everybody. Okay. Last one is end relationships that feel hard or half behind, or like you're pulling teeth. Like, things should be going a little smoother, or just putting up with things. And this was one from last year too, but I realized professionally, there are some relationships where I'm like, yeah, I think the season has come to an end, and it's okay. I still like service provider or person or whatever, but the season has come to an end, and I'm fine with that. Okay, how did my life evolve in 2025? Resilience and being multifaceted. I kept it moving, again, referring to the business and that whole thing. How did I evolve personally in 2025? I put here, I feel like this is kind of old. I feel like this is new, but I stopped drinking emotionally because of stress. And that sounds like, Nat, you need to be in AA. No, but just like if you're going through a real estate deal or something just bothers you, or it's very easy for, agents to be making wine jokes. Let's drink wine. Let's go get some drinks, such and such. I just realized, yeah, you get that drink, you still got to come back to your problems. Like, it ain't really doing that much. So I feel like that I might have been on that since 2024, but yeah, that's what I put. And also snacking, just kind of eating out of emotion. Like even right now, like I'm up here working, I'm like, I could go for some chips, but I'm like, no, drink your water, you're thirsty. Like, kind of just checking myself. Okay, who made a difference in your life in 2025 and why? So I wrote down people there. What about 2025 am I most grateful for? I already mentioned, grossing over a certain amount, but also realizing I either need to make more money consistently or reduce finances. Most likely a combo of both. Yeah, this is one. I need to get my head out the darn clouds. And I talked about this before, but I had to sit down with numbers, personal and business, and really see what it was. I was gonna say it's so easy in real estate, but it might be a me thing. Just knowing that the money is coming, I had to get real. Yeah, I had to lock in with these numbers. So that's part of 2026. What am I grateful for? Again, back to the business, giving Meraki, which was the business, my good effort and letting it go. This gives me a reality check with effort versus return, and real estate sales continues to be where it's at. This also gave me perspective on teaching. Hey, babe. Okay, so when it comes to real estate sales, I speak about this in other videos, and I mentioned before, I didn't want all my eggs in one basket, so I opened this business, and then that kind of backfired. No, it did backfire. And just looking outside of real estate sales, because of the stressfulness and the roller coaster and all the things, just the negative pieces, yeah, I'm done. It's real estate sales or bust. I remember looking at what other careers, what other industries. I have videos on here. Like, how many times I'm like, I'm quitting. I'm going to do something else. No, I'm not. I will be here with real estate. So going through that experience just showed me, like, yeah, no, I'm staying in real estate sales, because even with the business, we could have made it profitable if that was our only business, if I didn't have anything to compare it to. But when I look at the amount of effort that would have had needed to go into that business for the return, I'd rather just go ahead and work with real estate. I'll go ahead and do that, sales all day. So that gave me perspective, and it also gave me perspective on teaching. Yes, I want to teach more and share, but it's also time. And I realized, like, where my goals are, yeah, I'm not going to be focusing a ton of my time in teaching live classes. I'm going to do my on-demand, and then I'm going to go to Zoom, and then I'll do some in-person classes, but just teaching the classes that I did in 2025. Let me add that as a business plus, because I taught in-person classes in 2025. So that was a plus. Yeah, teaching the in-person classes, I just realized how physically demanding that is. I also realized that agents like to come for free and don't implement, and they just like to attend classes, and I'm not doing that. I'm not teaching for free like that. I need to be compensated for my time and effort. So it just put things in perspective there. All right, what worked in 2025 business-wise? Using Trello more. I love Trello. It keeps me organized. I have boards. I have a CRM board. I have a board for my BA. I have a board for my editor. I have a board for my Nat Knows business. I have a board for my Soul by Nat, just business organization. Like I have boards. I have a board for family. I have a board for me. Like I have a board for everything. I love Trello. It's an organization tool, so that really worked for me. Another one is hiring a VA that does more. So my previous VA, she left and then she tried to give me her sister and that really didn't work out. And she was like, well, I'll come back. And then she left again. And I started to say, well, can you please just, and I was like, no, let it go, hire someone else. So went to another company, got a new VA. So while it was a pain and while I didn't want to do that because I was already used to the previous VA, it worked out better because this VA is in it fully. Like she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So she was like doing it on the side, where this new VA is doing more, still not totally smooth sailing, still kind of working through things, but it was a benefit. Okay, what didn't work in 2025? Y'all, my vision, I got prescription glasses. These are prescription glasses. Not that I wear them all the time, but yeah, my eyesight acted wonky. It has nothing to do with business, but I feel like I'm gonna share it with you. Okay, we already know about the business. All right, what do I want to continue or start in 2026? I have swag bags for clients. Listen to Pivot Shift Ahead every day, and that was on my previous one. Put my books on Audible. I have lead gen Monday through Friday, office, go to the office on Mondays. I have be stingy, aka intentional with my time. Be bored sometimes. Yeah, I feel like I'll just be doing so much. I'm okay with being bored sometimes. Okay, that's for the business side. What do I want to discontinue? Everything that didn't work. Getting my views up on my YouTube channels. More views will eventually lead to more closings. Okay, discontinue, stop having one foot out of real estate sales, because the reality is any job, any career is gonna have sides that you don't like. It is what it is. I don't know any job that's gonna pay as well as real estate pays. So suck it up, buttercup. That's what we're doing. Don't overpack my calendar or overpack my day and reduce rushing. It just felt like I was always rushing in 2025, and that in itself was freaking exhausting. Okay, now for 2026 planning. Okay. All right, now for 2026, my word for 2026 is simplify. And I want to do a top 3 daily, because I realize I overpack my calendars and I have this long list of everything that needs to be done. I really need to stick to just pick the top 3. And even I want to do that for the week. Like, what are my biggest top 3 things that I want to get done this week? And I just want to move the needle, bite the elephant, take a step. Kind of just do the next right thing to keep moving forward. By the end of 2026, I will have paid off debt, set up my long-term plan for real estate, which y'all know, Ugly Side of Real Estate Agent Book, that's another thing. I'm just like, well, what's my end? What does, for some people, it's like, I'm gonna have a team, I'm gonna go to commercial, I'm gonna, I did not have anything like that. And probably because I've had one foot out of real estate. So hopefully this year I will be able to put that together. And by the end of the year, I want to have gotten my YouTube views up on my Soul by Nat channel, also my Nat Knows channel, Nat Knows. And those leads are gonna lead to closings. All right, I also wrote here, stick to the plan, not my mood. That's I have a video and a short about that. And ironically, it's similar to last year. I think it was like, I can't remember what it was, but it was similar to it. Okay, what can I do to embody my theme this year? Don't overcommit, say no, don't knee-jerk yes. Like, pause. If I get invited to something, you wanna go to lunch? No, delay responses. I need to think, I need to consider my calendar. It's very easy when somebody says, yes, I wanna invite you to such, or do you wanna do such? And I'm like, yes. And it's a little ways out. What I found is by the time the day comes, I don't want to go. I don't want to do the thing. Granted, I realize you have to do some things. You have to include personal time and outing time or whatever, but it was too much. every weekend kind of doing something. No, I need me time. I need rest time. I need downtime, especially with the kids and their activities and during the week. It feels like every day I have activities and things to do. Like I need more downtime. Okay, how do I want to feel this year? I want to feel accomplished and rested along the way. How do I want to evolve this year? I want to have a mainline connection to God, not a third-party connection. Okay, I'm gonna save. Wait, no. I want a knowing, a confirmation, a surety on things myself. I want to be clear and confident in my moves. Okay, and for that to happen, I need to be locked in. I need to start my day with my God time, my part of my morning routine. So routines help me. I'm a routine person. I'm a systems person. So that's there. What do I want to release? Hurry, rush, multitasking. Current me versus future me. All right, we can skip that. What can I do to level up my mindset? Again, pivot shift calls daily. Once I've implemented everything on the free calls, then pay for Inspire, which is it's a part of Pivot Shift, but it's a paid membership. Mondays, work from home, lead gen Wednesdays, and I have answer the phone. So work from office on Mondays. I was really doing that when another agent, trying to create that environment, to encourage each other, foster each other, and do all that. But she's since left, and I won't lie, the office is dry. But I'm not a person that needs the office. Like I have a good home office where I can stay focused. I don't know that I'm gonna be going to the office because I feel like I get less done when I go to the office, only because at home I have a double monitor. It's easier for me to navigate. I feel like I'm able to do more. So I may go, I may not, I don't know. But I definitely either way need to do lead gen and follow up. I need to definitely do that. When it comes to answering the phone, I say it, but then it's also a catch 2022, a catch 22, because I don't want to get in long conversations with people that ain't going nowhere. So I like them following the system, schedule on my calendar, such and such. If somebody calls and they can't leave a message or send a text, like maybe I'll try it for like first quarter or something. You could see my face. I don't even know if I'm gonna, but I'll come back to that. I mean, I wrote it down. I don't need to share it. What positive beliefs do I choose to adopt? Instead, I will focus on real estate sales 100%. It paid me well, and I am good at it. And then I just put why I need to go hard this year. Oh, I'm going to share. This graphic will be in here. And I wish somebody would have shared this with me earlier. Would it have changed a lot? I don't know, but I'm gonna share it with you wherever you are at this stage. Yes, lock in on this graphic right here. But I'm in my 40s and I'm supposed to be working how I wanna work. And yes, I will be doing that. Yeah, still wanna focus on new construction. Still wanna work with people that are decisive, that are pleasant, that value me. I don't wanna be around here chasing people. I don't wanna be around here driving all over Georgia. So I still have my ideal client. I still want to get my business primarily from people contacting me. Attraction marketing. So where 59% of my business came from YouTube, I would love to get that to 100. There's so many reasons, and that's what I share in my on-demand course. It's just a different experience. They're just my ideal clients come that way. So that is my number one goal, which I've spoken about that in previous videos and have kind of been putting it off. I gotta lock in, and that's my main focus. Even though I'm trying other things, because I've been doing farming, I've been doing expired mailings. Yeah, I'm gonna get back connected with my spear more, but I gotta lock into YouTube. Matter of fact, please hold so I can write that down. Okay, what's next? I'm just gonna tell you why I need to go hard this year, or tell myself, because this is really for me, but I'm sharing with you so that you hold me accountable and you also get something from it. One, I need to capitalize on my youth and energy. As I get older, I want to do less. It's real. So like, I'm sharing that graphic because it's real. Am I gonna wanna do more at 50 and 60? Heck no. Wish I would have done more at 20 and 30. But here I am at 40. I need to do what I can do and plan accordingly. Two, as parents get older, they may require more. So I want to set myself in a position where I can do that. and not be stressed about it. 3, real estate could change pay-wise. They stay coming for us. They don't want us to get paid like we get paid. They want to add these taxes. We don't know what is coming in this market. So I need to go as hard as I can with what I have and the circumstances I have now. So I need to go hard now. And I spoke about this in a previous video when I said, well, I'm gonna take the end of the year off. And that's when I got out my book in 2022. And I was like, I'll get back in when I'm ready. And then the market shifted. Another thing I learned in real estate, things can change at any time. So go hard as you can when you can. 4, the market could change again. I just mentioned that. 5, okay, need to pay off debt. 6, it needs to pay off Meraki debt, which is the debt from the business. So that's the biggest sucky part, is that this business closed and we still have debt to pay off from that business. And then 7, I have 2 girls that are going to be going to college. So I know that's going to have its own expenses. And, once I do that reflection, I go on to create my business plan for the year, which, coming from KW, I keep a lot of, things from them. So I do a 1-3-5, and then I also set up an annual calendar, like every month. These are the things that I want to do. And so far I'm doing pretty good. So January, I had 2025 closeout, 2026 planning, which I did that. And then February, I had these letters that needed to go out. I sent out like 128 letters. So those went out. And then I need to record my on-demand classes. So I've recorded 1. I still have 3 more to record by the end of February. And today's the 15th. So I got to pick it up. I need to record my 2 YouTube videos with intentional topics. So I'm starting to hold myself really accountable. I said it in previous years, like I need to make intentional videos, but I am holding myself accountable. And yeah, just touching the database. I need to get on board with that. So that's for February. And then I have the rest of the month filled in. And yeah, I even have events so I can, not wait till the last minute. So I already have my March event, which is the 21st. That date got confirmed, so I need to move that on here. So I want to be looking at these weekly, at least weekly, to stay connected. Am I on track? I don't want it to come down to the end of the year. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make my numbers, or I need X and X sales. I want to, stay ahead and be locked in. So, all right, this is holding me accountable. So this is my 2025 reflection and 2026 intention. What is your word of the year? What are your goals for 2026? What are you doing differently? And yeah, share. I'd love to hear from you. I shared it and put all my business out here. You can go ahead and share something with me that you're doing differently. And please check out the Better Connected in Real Estate group. You'll see on Wednesdays, there's a question like, what have you learned, or what's a non-negotiable for you now with clients? And yeah, then check out the book, check out the on-demand classes, check out the free resources. I need to do a video on InTouch, which is a system that I use to post social media posts automatically. So that takes it off my plate. It also posts to my blog, to my website. It also is my newsletter. It does a lot. It's only $40 a month. So anyway, I'm definitely going to sign out here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Lord, for listening to me. And thank you for giving me the strength and the energy and the know-how and all the things. And thank you for using what I know to help others. And let us all be a blessing to each other. All right. Have a positive, peaceful, and productive day. And don't forget to check out the podcast. All right. I'm really signing out. Have a positive, peaceful, and productive day.